There are a lot of market-specific factors which come into play that ultimately determine the success or failure of a product.
Hello world, this is BetterTech, a podcast where we chat with some of the most successful leaders about the latest industry developments. So join us as we explore the world reliant on tech. This episode is brought to you by Techcell, a leading software development company. Check them out at techcell.com.
Today we'll be discussing one of the most important features of a product's life cycle, the product manager itself. Without the product manager's strategic vision, execution roadmap, and user understanding, you cannot expect the product life cycle to possess the same level of detail, the user science and empathy, and so you can never really be sure of your product's success. Indeed, the single most important reason why offshore software development projects fail is due to the lack of a product manager at the client's site. In the case of startups or even mid-sized businesses, you come across CEOs who have a great idea but cannot prioritize the requirements to bring their vision to life. It's in their DNA to deal with things at a very high level, and you cannot blame them for it since they already have too much on their plate. Besides product development, they're equally concerned with other aspects of a business, example, marketing their product, bringing in quality leads, closing deals, handling procurement, and managing finances. They do not have the time to sit down with the engineering team, elaborate the requirements, and prioritize tasks for them. This lack of communication is what makes an offshore custom project such a big risk in the eyes of many people. Additionally, the expectations of the CEOs need to be aligned accordingly. CEOs hope that the offshore team that they outsource their project to would somehow magically get what's inside their head and build that product for them. We have personally come across many CEOs who want to outsource their projects and believe that their idea can be communicated in just one sales call. This is an illusion that gives birth to many misconceptions. The fact of the matter is that such people who can envision the product idea as per the CEO's requirements in just one or two calls do not exist. It is therefore the product managers who bridge this gap between expectations and reality. And I cannot stress this enough that these product managers must not be based offshore. They need to be physically present at the site of the customer at all times in order to ensure the project gets completed as per the exact functional requirements of the CEO. Project managers can never truly comprehend the vision of a CEO until and unless they are physically present in the market for which the product is being built for. There are a lot of market-specific factors which come into play that ultimately determine the success or failure of a product. So the real problem then is with offshore product managers is that they fail to familiarize themselves with the market conditions of the country they are developing the product for. The end result turns out to be something which is vastly different from what the CEO envisioned and what the customers actually want. But when the product manager is available on site, there is complete alignment among the CEO, CIO, CTO, and the engineering team. So in every software development project, there are always items which remain unspecified. Somebody needs to make judgment calls every now and then. Such judgment calls, if left to the development team to take, who lack the adequate product knowledge, can compromise the product quality. This pertinent issue can only be resolved by bringing in a product manager who will take it upon himself to ensure all of the stakeholders are always on the same page. So now that we have established just how important the job of a product manager is, we know that having on-site product managers is a win-win situation both for the product development company as well as for the offshore team. If a company has its own product manager, great. If it doesn't, then request the outsourcing software development firm to place one of their product managers on your site to ensure that the product meets the requirements, has the desired quality, gets delivered on time, and does not exceed the allocated cost. And this wraps up our episode for today. Tune in next time.
Thanks for listening to this episode by BetterTech. If you enjoyed this podcast, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to share it across your favorite social networking platform. We look forward to bringing you the latest industry news in our next episode. In the meantime, take a look at our other episodes and hit subscribe with the links in the description box below so that you don't miss out on the latest in tech.